Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, tonight, we're going to talk about becoming the outgroup. The demographics of the United States are changing, and they will continue to change. This is one of those things on a long enough timeline. There are certain things that are just going to happen. It is what it is. There's no stopping it. There are a lot of people that have a fear of this demographic shift. That people, they're worried what's going to happen to them when it happens. And it's something we should talk about. There are a lot of people that say things like, well, I don't want to become a minority in my own country. There's a lot, there's a lot in that statement. There really is. And we're going to just kind of go through it piece by piece. The most obvious part is that it is inherently racist. There's no other way to put it. First, in my own country, in our own country, that alone suggests the United States is for white people and white people alone. It's our country. All of those citizens of other races, well, they're not really American. That's kind of messed up. There's also the idea that gets presented along with this is, I don't want to become a minority in my own country. Why? Why is that a concern? When you say this, you admit that there is systemic racism. If there wasn't, becoming a minority wouldn't be a concern now, would it? It's an admission that the United States does not treat minority groups equally. Maybe rather than trying to stop the inevitable, it would be a better idea to try to work to treat everybody equally. Try to treat people fairly. Call me crazy. And then there are sub-arguments when you bring that up. People are like, well, no, see, I just want everybody to speak English. Why? Seriously, why does that matter? This doesn't happen overnight. The demographic shift will take decades, and it will occur. And yes, Spanish will become a more popular language in the United States. Almost like pretty much every country having multiple languages being spoken. It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. The reason in the United States it becomes a worry is because people used that, white people, used that to outgroup others for so long. I don't want to have to press 1 for English. It doesn't matter. The reason people see that as such a horrible thing is because it was used to vilify others. This is one of those situations in which the fates are kind of holding up a mirror to you. If you've said these things, if you're concerned about these things, understand it is inherent racism. There's no other way to do it. There's no other way to hold these views and suggest it's anything but. You can try to downplay it or spin it, but at the end of the day, your concern is either that a new majority group will treat white people the way white people treated others, or it's an admission that today's society in the United States does not treat minority groups equally, and that you're okay with that. On a long enough timeline, we will all fall in love eventually. Skin tones, facial features, everything will change. We will eventually all look like Brazilians. And what a great day that will be. It will be harder for politicians and those seeking to pit us against each other to derive power from our differences when they no longer exist. Until then, it's a source of power for those who want to keep others down. Don't feed into that. There's nothing to fear. I think that we can build a better America and a better world by letting some of this go. I'm totally cool with pressing 1 for English. I'm okay with my kids learning Spanish. Their grandkids, they may speak it at home. It's okay. This isn't the end of the world. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.